Hi there, this is John from RevSoft, and this presentation is an overview of how to generate graphs and tables as PDFs from RevDisk on an IBM iSeries using REV Scheduler on a Windows server. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to email us at product_info@revsoft.com. So using the .NET interface, what we can do is we can connect to the iSeries. Let's move this around so we get a bit more space here. And we can generate all these nice graphs of the overall system analysis for the last month, the supporting data for the graph, so we could export the graph or the table or both. And the same way, if we wanted to drill in and say, okay, well, what about the top 10 libraries on the server at this time, or the top 10 IFS directories? We have the graphs and we have the supporting data. Now we can sit there and do it in an interactive fashion as long as the server will accept the ODBC requests from the Windows desktop device that you're working on. Now there are some scenarios where it won't. So what do you do? Well, if you've seen the video on sending the analysis data to focal points, you can connect to the focal point and generate the graph for the other server, or if you've got an environment where everything's okay, you can generate these graphs here. Now that's all well and good, but what if I want to generate them for a lot of servers or a lot of petitions, and I want to generate them at 1 o'clock in the morning and post them on an intranet site or things like that? How do I do that? Well, that's what we're going to show you how to do now. Now the starting point to do all this is, okay, where are these commands you're talking about? Well, they live wherever you installed the Windows.NET user interface. You'll see down at the bottom, in this example, we're in Program Files x86, RevSoft, disk.net. There's these commands, rdasp, rdlib, rdifs, rdsysview. All these commands are exes that can run in the scheduler. Now, what they do is they will execute, they will connect to the iSeries, they will retrieve the appropriate data, they will build the PDFs, and they can export them, and you can direct them to go to whichever folder you would like with whatever names you would like as well. Okay, that's the commands we need. What's going to happen? If we just look in one of our folders here, for yesterday's date, we have the top libraries, top 20 libraries by size on 3 IBM iSeries servers that were generated via REV Scheduler using the commands. What they look like is that's the top 20 of 203 libraries on RevSoft Q&A v6, and that is the supporting table data. So I've told it to export the graph and to export the table. And as you can see, size-wise, they don't take up a lot of space. And as you can see, we've got it for, we've been doing it for a long period of time, as we have an intranet site there. Yeah, it's been going for years. So, okay, that's what the graphs will look like. How do we get to the stage of producing the graph? I've seen the command. How does it work? That is the next step. So in this example, what we're going to do is the top 20 libraries, which is the rdlib command, or exe. Now, as you can see, one of the things that we always liked working on the iSeries was you put in a command and press F4, and it showed you all the keywords or arguments, values, and you could enter them. So what we tried to do on the command builder here is, if instead of 5, as you can see, it's building the whole command as we enter things in here. So you'll see 2libs 5, I can say 2lib, well hang on, I want the top 20. Let's go there, it's built that for me. I want the graph. I can tell it what I'd like to be. What I can then do is just copy that and paste it into a scheduler script. Now, there's a lot of arguments in there, so let's grab one of the scheduler scripts, yesterday library by size. Let's go in here. Now, let's disconnect that. From there, let's drop it over here. And the second one is a graph. Now, one of the really cool things that I like that we've done with the software is I can just grab this here, I can drop it in there, and it will basically reverse engineer the actual exe. The command builder will reverse engineer it. So as I can see, I'm connecting to that DSN. The user ID and password are both encrypted variables. It starts with #enc. It's an encrypted variable. It is never visible. I'm going to get the data for this local system. I want it by size. You've got different options there. Just click the drop down list box. We're going to take it by size. I want it in descending sequence. I want from 1 to 20. ASP all. Pie chart. I'm building a heading, putting the variables in there as well. We've got date variables in there. So I can build the whole command from here. Now, I can also ask for a graph or a table or both. I'm saying a graph just for this one. Now, when that command actually executes, what you then get to see is, hang on, let's grab. So when that executed yesterday, as you can see, all the variables are replaced with the values that have been translated, but the encrypted ones, you always see it as less than, encrypted, greater than, and then all the other date variables are plugged in there as well, and it actually just exports that graph and puts it in the directory we've told it to. Nice and simple. And that actual job ran, and I'll just grab another execution of it. There we go. So it ran, it took under a minute, which isn't bad for 6 different exports, which was 3 graphs, 3 tables. And what you will see in that job, if we can bring that back, is it's doing it for different systems. We've got star local, and here we've got lab01, demo v7, demo v7. So what it does, it plugs that into here and puts a different one in there, and it extracts the data for there. So if you've seen the video on sending the analysis to the focal points, we're actually pointing to a focal point to generate the graphs for 3 different servers and the tables for 3 different servers, unattended, in REV Scheduler, connecting to the IBM iSeries and using the ODBC interface. Well, that's it for the overview of generating graphs and tables by command. Probably a lot to take in there, so we're probably going to wear out the rewind and stop and pause key on there. But if you've got any questions at all, please contact us at product_info@revsoft.com, and don't forget to check out the Learning Centre at the website. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.